Well, hey guys, it's Karcher here from Fitocracy, and this is my first Fitotube introduction video, I guess. And so, thanks for Bequito for reminding me that this group existed, and yeah, I'm excited to answer some questions. I have some notes, and let's get started. Alrighty, so something clever asked, you've awakened in Dante's Inferno, and you're presented with an option of 3 dreadful punishments. Listening to the Barney theme song, reading Fox and Socks, or answering 4-year-old's incessant whys for the rest of eternity. Which do you choose? Now, when I first read that question, I remembered how much I loved Fox and Socks when I was a kid, and at first, that was my answer. But then I realized it's the same thing for all of eternity, and I don't know, I really think little kids come up with the craziest questions. I've got a 11-year-old little brother, and so that always leads to hilarity. I think one of my favorite stories was when he was little, and we were talking about tails for some reason, and he goes, oh, I wish I had a monkey tail. And I was like, no, I don't think you do. Kids, I guess it would be cool, but wouldn't you be worried about people making fun of you? And he goes, oh no, because then I would smack them with my tail. And just stuff like that, or, asking about space, or, well, if you did this and this and this, would your head explode? And just really cool stuff like that. And it's always different, it's always crazy, and it's always creative. So, I think I would answer 4-year-olds wise for all of eternity. And they have the best jokes. I love little kid jokes, or I guess dad jokes. I think, yeah, those are just fun. Anything with a pun and I'm sold. So, also have Becky, or Bequito, says, yes! Well, which is your favorite lift, and why? Is her first question out of 2. So, I would definitely have to say that my favorite lifts are deadlifts, just because I'm the best at it right now, and there's just something about just picking up heavy weight and just lifting it up a little, lifting it up, and it's just, I don't know, something about it. I found that it's, when I'm having to lift things for work or do stuff like that, it's been the most relatable, and it's just frickin' fun. So definitely deadlifts, feel powerful, strong, and they're just generally awesome. So, and she has a second question, and she says, if you could go back in time and spend 1 hour with anyone, famous or not, who would it be, and what would you ask them? So, I thought about this for a really long time, and I believe it would be Leonardo da Vinci. And I don't know if I would just ask one question, but he's just somebody who I would really want to discuss inventions with, and just pick his brain, and just, listen to his thoughts on things, and his philosophies on things, and just, maybe watch him paint a little bit, and just, check out all those crazy inventions and sketches, and try to learn, how he got to think about that, and just where all that came from, I think would be really amazing. Okay, and so AJ Landon says, favorite protein source and why? So, food protein source, definitely salmon. And if I could usually I like a bourbon glazed salmon, but I've never made that myself. But recently I've been making a Shiner Bock and brown sugar glaze, and it's probably not the healthiest thing, but everything in moderation if it fits your macros. And it's friggin' delicious, so definitely good, and if there's a lot of requests, I can post the recipe later, but it's definitely amazing. So salmon and some, mashed potatoes and broccoli, that's definitely my comfort food. Well, I have my two comfort foods are that, like salmon dish, and then pizza. So we have a little bit of both extremes, or kimchi fries. So here in Austin, they've had a food truck called Cilantro, and it's French fries, bulgogi beef, caramelized kimchi, and you throw all that on there, a little bit of cheese, some sriracha, and then some magic sauce, which is basically like a sriracha mayo. And it's terrible for you, but for a cheat day or, just a little bit, definitely amazing. Not a source of protein, really, but, definitely delicious. And for fake food or like supplements, they have a cinnamon graham cracker whey by Optimum Nutrition, and it's fantastic. So put a little bit of the whey and then frozen berries and a little bit of milk, and then I use an immersion blender and I blend that all up, and it's almost like an ice cream. It's really, really good. So Deviant Stranger asks, do you like stand-up? If so, play out one of your favorite jokes. If not, do it anyways. So, I don't watch a lot of stand-up, but I really do like it. And I think, so Eliza Schlesinger is probably one of my favorite stand-up comedians, and she's just stinging hilarious and very animated and is always moving. And so I won't do like the full one of her jokes because her joke story is really long. But basically, she, the common themes are just like the crazy noises where, if she's talking about, oh my god, that girl Amanda, ah. Like something like that. Or, she has a stand-up joke where she's talking about eating in front of men, and she just turns into like this dragon monster. She's like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, are you finished yet? Have you had enough to eat? She goes, and he's like, well, what else do you need? And she goes, your soul! And so, so that's one of my favorites. And then I think Mitch Hedberg was the first stand-up comedian that I had ever heard, and he was amazing. And so I wish I had like sunglasses to get the whole, Mitch Hedberg feel, but he's always looking at his notes, and he's like, my friend asked me if I wanted frozen banana. I said no, but I want a regular banana later. So yeah. I don't know why, but that one like gets me every time. And I think he has like a lot of puns and like wordplay and stuff like that, and so he's definitely up there with just like people I just like listening to. It's really funny. So, oh man. So this is the one that I had a lot of trouble with. So, Zanshin 808, or Zanshine, like sunshine? I think it's like Zanshin. I don't know. He goes, what is your favorite movie and why? And I'm not sure, but for some reason that's always so difficult for me to answer. So I wrote out, like, so you can see I've got like a bunch of notes where I'm like, this one, no. Well, okay. So I kind of split it up into different categories because I feel like that's more fair. So for like comedies, definitely like Pitch Perfect is just hilarious. I really like that one. Role Models was on my list too, and I scratched it out, but I decided to mention it anyways. Like in high school, that was like the funniest movie for me for some reason. Meet the Robinsons, like that children's movie where they're going into the future and it's all crazy and it's like an ADHD kid's dream come true. I love that movie. Like when it came out, I was the one forcing my little brother to watch it with me over and over and over. For sci-fi, Serenity. I'm a huge Firefly fan, and just, you can't not love Serenity, basically. For like romantic comedies, Love Actually is definitely probably my favorite one. It's just, they go over so many different types of love and relationships, and it's not all just a cookie cutter happy ending for everyone, and it's just really intense, and I love that movie. for kind of like the darker or like kind of weird, different movies. So The Crow with Brandon Lee was one of my favorites, and I love that movie, even if it's really, really sad. Old Boy is a Korean film, and I saw it, I think the first time me and my friends watched it, we watched it twice. Once dubbed, so when they were actually speaking and it sounded like they were speaking in English, and then the second time in subbed with the subtitles. I'm pretty sure that's right. But yeah, like we just watched it twice and just like, it was really cool. So Donnie Darko is definitely up there. I didn't like list it on the favorites, but it made honorable mention. And then like action type movies, definitely Boondock Saints. It's a really intense, really good movie. So yeah, I know I kind of cheated, but I can never just pick one, and then I always have to like, I don't know, I don't watch many movies, so I always have to really, really think long and hard about, you know, which ones I've really enjoyed, which is, I guess, weird, but okay. So, who would you rather serve under? Captain Mal, Captain Picard, Captain Kirk, Captain Janeway, Captain Adama, or Captain Tarangalila? Sorry, I got distracted. Definitely Captain Mal, Malcolm Reynolds. When I get a dog in the future, that's what I want to name him. And yeah, I love Firefly, and I think it would just be so badass just to run around being a bunch of renegades. And, you know, I'm an engineer, so maybe I could, you know, help Kaylee in the engine room or something. But I think it would be a blast. I would love to run around on Serenity, and, you know, getting into trouble and aiming to misbehave and whatnot. So, and then Zanshin 808 also asks, what animal do you even lift? And so I had posted that link a while ago and was really excited that I'd made another comeback. And so, my animals that I even lift. So right now, my most recent PR for deadlift was a fledgling hippo, so 205. Barbell bench press, a gray wolf, and then I looked up dumbbell bench press because in my head it's hilarious to imagine holding up like two tiny animals and like benching them. And so for dumbbell bench press, I'll have a moose calf in each hand, benching those guys. And then for squatting, a desert bighorn ewe, as in like the sheep. Pretty sure it's pronounced ewe. But yeah, so those are the animals I even lift. And it makes me question sometimes, do I even lift? But that's why you do it. Keep on going. But yeah, so that was my first Q&A for Fitotube. And can't wait to see all of the rest of y'all's. Thanks, and have a good night.